Good morning. Today I want to deal with the issue of sexual sin. And the question that was ringing on my head today was, do you think sexual sin or conduct affects your business or your personal finances? And this is something that I've heard about it, but I really was like, Lord, please help me answer this question. And today, this answer will come from the book of Proverbs 5. And when you read the book of Proverbs, it talks about the dangers of engaging or even walking with an immoral woman. It tells us how, because the whole chapter is dedicated to that whole segment of the immoral woman. It tells us how the immoral woman is, her lips they drip honey, they are as smooth as oil, how she entraps the young man and calls him forth, and they enjoy themselves. But one of the things that out of it all, the Bible warns us, after all that, that you need to be careful, because at the end of it all, you will be in a dangerous spot, and you will be as bitter as wormwood, and you will be, what is it called? She will be like a double-edged sword. And today I just wanted to focus on a segment of that whole Proverbs 5, and that is, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the cruel one. Lest aliens be filled with your wealth and your labor go to the house of a foreigner. And your mouth at last and you mourn at last when your flesh and your body are consumed. And when I read this, it really answered that question, that your sexual conduct will affect your business or your finances. These two things are not separate. Your business and your finances are not separate, and your sexual life are not separate, because we are spiritual beings, because we are interconnected in our realms of the spirit. We carry who we are at our businesses. We carry ourselves when we're dealing with our finances. Is that when you engage yourself with the immoral woman, and you will lose everything. And let me tell you, the best example is the story of the prodigal son. He was given an inheritance. He had his money, and I'm sure it was a good package. Maybe in our times of maybe a billion or maybe a million, or even like 5-10 million of worth of his money that he could have reinvested back into his business, money that he would have been able to expand his operations, money that he would have been able to even bless his employees if he had a business, money that he would have gone, gotten a woman, gotten married, have children, and established the home. But what did he go and do? He decided to go to a foreign land. In that foreign land, he met an immoral woman, immoral women actually, not just one, and they lived the life of the century. They enjoyed themselves. They partied after party. They partied after party, and sooner or later, as life happens, and in all business, anyone who's in business knows business cycles. Even in your own personal finances, you'll have highs and you'll have lows. You'll have seasons on the mountains and seasons in the valley. Life is just not a plateau. I think even if it was a plateau, it could be boring. There are times where there's a recession, and when there are times when there is an upward progression in the economy. So this is the way and the nature of how life happens. So you have to be very, very careful, because when those seasons come, what have you been doing with your money? You have been spending it on an immoral woman. And you have to be so careful, because what ends up losing, and that's what Proverbs 5 was telling us, your honor will be given to others. Just imagine the prodigal son his honor was that he was the child of the richest man, maybe in the kingdom of Jerusalem. He has been given this inheritance. He has his money. He should have his act together. But what had ended up happening, all his money was given to foreigners. It was taken by people who are not even of Jewish descent, and it was taken by people who did not deserve to enjoy that blessing. And that honor was robbed of him. And even when he was coming back, he had a sense of shame that he wanted even to come back to his father's house and sleep in the servants' quarters. And if, let's say, the dad had agreed, imagine you are the son of the richest man and you are sleeping in the quarters of your fathers. Even the servants look down upon you. So that's what living an immoral lifestyle does to you. Your wealth will be taken away with people, because it says, lest your aliens be filled with your wealth and your labor to the house of foreigners. It's gone to foreigners. Your wealth is taken away. That which was a blessing because he spent all this money. All. He didn't even have an inheritance, to the point was in that he was cleaning the pigsties. He was so hungry that he even desired the food of that the pigs were eating. That's how bad it was, because all his wealth had been stolen by lavish living with immoral women. And at the end it says, and you mourn at last when your flesh and your body are consumed. His body was consumed. Here he is in a pigsty feeding the pigs. He has nothing to eat. Of course, he's shedding away weight. He's not even eating any proteins. He's just eating pods that the pigs were eating. And when he came to his senses, he came to his mind, he asked himself, surely even the servants in my father's house eat meat. Even surely the servants in my father's house dress well. And luckily for him, he decided to go back to his father's house. But not everyone has that opportunity. Not everyone has an opportunity where their parents will welcome them back with open arms. Not everyone has an opportunity when their business goes down and recession has hit, that their business will sustain that recession period. Not everyone has the luxury that when they spend their money on wrong living, that they will have the contract that they got that enable them to get these finances. No one is guaranteed that when you come back, your wife will welcome you back with open arms, or your children will embrace you back lovingly. And those are the consequences of sexual conduct being lived in a way that is immoral. Deep down, somehow, God has made it in a way that it's all linked, it's all interconnected. And the more you pretend that this life is separate, it comes and it catches you sooner or later. It's just the way, the cycles and the principle that God has put, that, you know what, gravity, whatever goes down must come up. As in, there are principles and there are laws. The sun must rise and in the evening it will set. These are principles that are in nature. And even though these are principles apply in nature, that those principles, because sexuality is a spiritual act, it's a gift that God has given us, and when we misuse it, there's no way of lying to yourself and pretending that act will not affect your business. So this day, I just want you to go out remembering that you cannot separate your sexual life from your business or personal finances. It's all interconnected, and if you're not careful, your honor will be given unto others, your wealth will be taken away, and you will mourn at last in so much pain, because you had the opportunity to live a right life and you wasted it away on women who don't even remember you. I've moved on to the next spray and the next spray and the next spray. Have a lovely day, and remember, your sexuality and your business and your finances are all interconnected.